I'm Julie Steele. Yesterday on Around and About, we discussed Mark Making, a new nonprofit dedicated to enhancing the community through the creation of public arts projects. Mark Making is responsible for a new project that graces the Ross Hotel building in downtown Chattanooga. A second project the group is now working on will be located on Main Street. Frances McDonald is the president and founder of Mark Making.
The city has those sculptures up, and they decided to change them out. They'd been up for 2 years, so they're getting ready to install a project called Public Art on Main 2009. So they sent out this application thing, and we applied, and we won one of the spots. We were one of the 5 artists chosen to be in one of the spots on Main Street. And I was extremely proud because Mark Making went for this grant, and I think we were the only organization, A, and B, we were certainly the only ones out there working with non-professional artists. We're collaborating with 300 homeless people.
McDonald says this project goes to the core definition of who makes art and who doesn't.
Here is the Public Art Committee, and whoever was on that panel says, well, this art is just as valid as this art. Well, this art happens to include 300 homeless people. So to me, that's really talking about what is art. Is primitive art art? Can homeless people do art? Can children do art? Where's the limit on this? Because I personally believe in Mark Making, at the core of what we do, is premised on the idea that all people can make art.
She began at the Community Kitchen, an organization she partnered with several years ago.
Yeah, we started there and we go, oh dear, we need more tiles. Each person works on a 6x6 bisque tile with this special pencil. We glaze it and fire it, and you get these great looking tiles. The question we asked them was, tell us something about your situation as a homeless person. And then they go, huh? And we say, well, how about a picture or a description of a home you've lost, something about where you're living now or sleeping now, whatever you call home, quote unquote, or something about a desire in the future. So we did that. And we said, okay, well, that's not everything. Let's talk about your story. You could write something about your story, how you became homeless, how you slipped through a crack, or you ran out of money for whatever reason and then you lost your home, or you were at Katrina, or you came home from the war, or all these people had these different stories. And it was truly incredible because it's you and me. It's anybody. I mean, that was just very clear that the only difference between us and them, if one can say us and them, I would just simply say all of us, is that somewhere along the line something happened that their situation got derailed.
McDonald describes some of the artwork produced by the homeless artists.
There were incredible drawings, there were incredible writings, there was poetry, there was a little bit of politics. We talked about the fact that this sculpture, which is like a 3-sided obelisk, steeple kind of shape, and it's all these tiles together on this monument kind of thing, and it's black and white, so it looks like a newspaper because it's got drawings and writing. So it's kind of a newspaper thing, and we also conceived of it as a bulletin board. So we have some gratitude notes, we have thank you, Terry at United Methodist, you make the best chicken vegetable chili soup, and this is true, with oyster crackers on top. So we had notes of gratitude, and Brother Barry helped get me to Vegas to see my mom, little notes like that.
There is also an in-memory tile.
About 5 weeks ago, there was a homeless guy, and his name was Lobo, and he got hit by a truck, and he had 5 or 6 of his buddy cats I was talking to in Miller Park while we were enjoying Terry's soup. Here we are a month later, and they're still talking about Lobo, and they miss him, and he would give you the shirt off his back, and they said they mean that. It's not just a cliche. He would really give you everything he owned. And so I said, great, let's make a tile about Lobo. And nobody could write, so I wrote the tile, and then they all signed it. I mean, we had really good things like that.
McDonald said she ended up working with 8 different homeless agencies.
And I think the most interesting thing is, and I would hear this time and time and time again. And what I kept hearing time and time again was how insulted people would get that people with quote-unquote homes would cross the street to avoid. And they say they won't look them in the eye. There's people with homes. Homeless people talking about the other people, the others. They won't look us in the eye. They're scared of us. They cross the street as if we have something contagious. And that's very insulting to them. It makes them angry, and it makes them feel like less than a human being. And they say so. And what's special about this is that here's this piece of sculpture with all these people's energy and testaments on it, and it's the people with homes that are going to go across the street to read what they put. I think that's a real cool twist on this. The other thing that I really came away with on this was me being out there and the other art facilitators being out there, and we were out there saying, hey, we need you to help us do this sculpture. And it didn't dawn on me because I'm out there always saying, I need your help to do my art project. But this is, we need you. And I went, oh my God, nobody ever asked them for anything. And it showed. It was like, oh, yes, you need me? Who, me? You need me? What do you need me to do? I'll do anything for you. Nobody ever needed me before. I mean, there was a real engagement that somebody actually needed them to do something for me or for the person asking. They never get needed. So I think that was really, really special. I didn't put that together walking into it, but I saw that happen. And when we were able to go back to some of the same ministries and agencies, I mean, once they noticed, like, oh, Miss Francis here, I saved you a table. I've got your tablecloth. Let me carry your tiles for you. I mean, they were all really, really happy that somebody was there needing them. And that was very special.
The sculpture will be placed on Main Street, just off Market, across the street from Create Here. It's expected to be up by next week. For more information on mark making, you may call McDonald at 423-266-3041. For Around and About, I'm Julie Steele.
Around and About is a production of WUTC with contributions by the staff and volunteers of WUTC.